And can I ask you what field of work you do?
I'm partially retired. I'm old enough to retire, but I own my own business, so I haven't retired quite yet.
All right. And did you have a question for Garrett?
Well, it was more of I think that fellow that called earlier couldn't understand why the Democrats were pushing for higher minimum wage. It's more of a function of more money in the lower and middle class. And the more money that you have, the money drives the jobs. If you have people that have disposable income, they will buy things, which causes jobs to be created. You know, jobs are not created by wealthy people. Wealthy people are created by the jobs. And I can see that, you know, when I look at the economy today, it sort of bothers me when you have, you know, a CEO that gets paid 2,000 times more than his workers. You know, we're packing too much money at the top, and the people at the bottom where the jobs should be created, if they had the money to spend. There's an old story about Henry Ford paying his employees a lot of money, and his peers were saying, "You're crazy, you don't have to pay them that much." And he said, "Well, who's going to buy my cars if they don't have any money?" And, you know, that's how I see it. The other thing that I'm looking at is there's an old saying about don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And so many people are looking to have the perfect candidate, the perfect situation. That will never happen. And I think that's why you get so much unrest. You know, I'm not going to vote for so-and-so because he's not perfect. I'll vote for the other person. You know, it's usually the other person is the one who's not in office. The one in office is the problem. And theoretically, if that is Barack Obama, let's say that we put Trump in office 4 years from now, people say we got to get rid of him. You follow my logic? Rather than being for someone, they're against somebody.
Well, on that point, David, I totally agree. I think that you've got a lot of people who were looking for that perfect candidate that perfectly fit their ideals. And, you know, like you said, it just doesn't exist. A lot of people, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Independent, whatever, it doesn't exist. And you know what? It shouldn't. We shouldn't have a candidate who totally agrees with everything, because we all have different experiences in life, come from different paths, and we live in a very diverse nation that is going to have a multitude of issues and needs met. Now, on the economy part, to an extent, I agree with you in the sense that I too am troubled by some of the crony capitalism that has gone on, and I think that's something that has to be addressed. However, you know, I will say it isn't the wealthy people that created jobs, but a lot of small business owners fall in that middle income area. And yes, if you know, as far as my employees, my contractors, I pay way more than minimum wage. I do, because I'm getting the quality and I'm getting the caliber of workers that you get when you have someone, when you pay them. You're going to have people are going to be able to come to work because they have the disposable income to get there. People are going to be able to take care of their needs. And when you have someone who can't take care of their needs, it's difficult for them to be able to be ready to come to work and do the job, because they have concerns on their mind. So I agree with you. I mean, when you have workers, you know, you pay them at a higher rate. However, I don't think that you really have the higher rates by a government-mandated wage. I think that's we're going to...
What I was trying to do was explain. I mean, I can understand why they are pushing for that.
Yes.
You know, I didn't say that was the solution. The
Right.
solution would be for people who have companies, as you have,
right,
you know, to pay livable wages, because you're going to get the best employees. You're going to hang on to those employees.
Exactly.
And, you know, but I just see I shouldn't say that. I'm painting with a broad brush here. But so many businesses, it seems like, they want to beat you down because there's too many folks out there that want your job, so I'll just pay you $7 an hour because when you leave, I'll just put somebody else in there. Well, if it were, if it were such where it was competitive, then people would do a better job, I think, to hang on to their job, and the employer would get a better return on his investment if he paid more, because he'd have hopefully
hey David,
employees.
we got to take a hard break here. We're going to have to jump off here, but we thank you for the call. We'll be right back after these messages.
WFIA, The Spirit.
Have you had the nightmare of building your own home? Well, it can be just that, unless you know my friends at Better by Design. Bob Leonard and Co. have produced over 2,000 house plans for more than 100 builders and literally hundreds of homeowner clients. You know what these people, real people like you, not anonymous users, but real people have to say about his plans? Well, they say things like the prints are more accurate, more reliable, they're higher quality, simple, and easily understood. The plans are fully complete. Those are values that take the nightmare out of what should be a pleasant experience for everyone designing a home. I know you trust me, but if you want to check out Angie's List, go right ahead. You'll see the for real reviews right there about Better by Design. So go ahead, give Bob Leonard a call and let him wow you with how personal he'll make this experience for you. Call him today at 502-741-2748. That's 502-741-2748, or visit him online at bbd-plans.com.
Are you ready to go deeper? Are you ready to finally tear off those masks and get real? Are you ready to tap into your God-given potential? If you are, join with hundreds of other believers in the Louisville area who've already gone through the You Are Potential Bible Study Challenge. Oh, this is no ordinary Bible study, beloved. It's not about David or Esther or Paul. This study is about you discovering who God created you to be. You know, Jesus paid an awfully high price, beloved, for you and I to stay stuck in the garden of our own unbelief. Praise God, He's come to set us free. Will you have the audacity to believe Him? This is Sandy Gross, and I'm urging you to take the You Are Potential Bible Study Challenge. You'll never be the same.
Order your copy of the You Are Potential Bible Study Series by visiting renewingme.com. That's renewingme.com. Order in time for fall or winter Bible studies. Do it today. Reality shows. They are the rage today. Flip through the channels on Primetime Tonight and you'll find them everywhere. What's the attraction? They're live, they're real, and you just don't know what might happen next. Hope in the Night with June Hunt is a reality show too. Live, real, with unexpected twists and turns in the stories of real people facing real problems. June unravels the initial story and reveals the hidden mysteries of causes and characteristics of the real problems facing her callers. But unlike other reality shows, Hope in the Night provides biblical hope and practical help. Why should you listen? Because when the people who call in to Hope in the Night share their stories, they are often your stories, or the stories of people you care about.
Join June Hunt for Hope in the Night, tonight at midnight on WFIA The Spirit. You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA The Spirit.
Welcome back. Garrett's going to address, we got another caller, and thank you, Lisa, for hanging on, but Garrett, address that.
Yeah,
give us some closure there on the last call.
Well, on the last call, I mean, I totally see where it's coming from. On that same hand, though,
yep.
The government raising the minimum wage, it should be done privately. The government raising that mandated actually lowers wages, it lowers take-home pay. And a lot of these small businesses, you know, when you, especially, let's just take fast food industry for the short problem, because that's what we were talking about. Guys, when you go to McDonald's, most of the time those McDonald's are not corporate. Most of the time those are owned by small business owners that may own one, they may own two, they may own three stores. Those are middle-class people. And when you have a raise in the minimum wage of $15 an hour, and then you have a mandated health care clause that goes in, I mean, you guys, it's just driving. And those, you know, you're going to end up losing those jobs in the end anyway, because they're going to go to automation, and then that reduces taxation. It reduces all kinds of things, economic development into your area. So, should
be
the
getting your hamburger out of your red box?
Yeah, well, and you're going to have you do one or the other. You either raise the prices or you or you raise to pay for those wages, or you go to automation, which is frustrating for many people. I know that.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa, you still with us?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Thank you for hanging on.
You're welcome. Well, I'm just listening to the show, and it's a good show.
Oh, well, thank you.
Lisa.
Do you have a comment, or did you want to tell us who you'd vote for today?
But, yeah, I would vote for Donald Trump if I had to vote today, but